And here's how the grid looks for the pre-final of the KZ2 Masters for their pre-final. It'll be Glenn van der Hoek taking pole position ahead of Wesley de Vol in second place. Third place is Bastien, with fourth place Jonas Hansen Hardy. Fifth place is Mick Bertram. Sixth place Martin Versteeg. Seventh place Niles Bowler, and eighth place Neke Berhene. Ninth place is Alan Kenyon. 10th place is Anders Elkjaer. 11th place is William Closter. 12th place is Sam Ward. 13th place is Niels Costa. 14th place is Sebastian Koppenol. 15th place is Kevin Kern. 16th place is Edgar Oosting. 17th place William van der Kai. 18th place is Benno Ridder. 19th place is Mark Verheven. 20th place is Anton Gidding. And 21st, Jerome Boss. And 22nd is Alexander Homerson. That's how we line up for our pre-final of the KZ2 Masters. And onto the second lap, essentially second formation lap here for the KZ2 Masters. Again, like I said before, a big talking point for Jerome Boss, qualifying in 21st place. So we have some work to do then. A couple of grid penalties as well. The number 124 and the 150. Getting grid penalties there. So Edgar Oosting in the 124 got a grid penalty there, as did Sebastian Koppenol. And a one-place grid penalty for the 195 of Alexander Homerson. So that's a saving grace for Jerome Boss. That's one position for Jerome, but there's still plenty more up ahead to get to grips with. As our drivers then make their way towards their starting grids, it's our first standing start of the day, courtesy of our KZ2 Masters. They'll line up in formation, of course. They'll have to keep the engines revving whilst the rest of the grid form up behind them. All those heat into the tyres and the brakes start to fade at this point, and you're hoping that those at the back of the grid will line up in an orderly fashion. Van der Hoek and de Vol side by side then. Green flag waves at the back then. The eyes go to the lights. The lights go on. They go out, we go racing. Great start then from the 1-2-3 of Wesley de Vol as we make our way through and towards the first right-hander. Down towards the hairpin we go. Can Wesley hold on to that position then? There's a bit of argy-bargy in the upper midfield there going through the hairpin, but regardless, all the drivers have made it through at least the hairpin. A wonderful start then from the 1-2-4 of, a 1-2-3 I should say, of de Vol. Got the start absolutely spot on there and gained a good chunk of time then. Started in second place, now up into the lead as we get away through then onwards towards the short run, towards the flying left-hander for the first time in this race then. It's the 101 of Glenn van der Hoek in second place. So front row stay as you were, but just swap positions as they make their way across the line. And line of stern for all our KZ2 Masters in these early stages. It's van der Hoek in second place, Bertram in third, with Hansen Hardy in fourth place, Berhene in fifth place, Steen in sixth, Versteeg in seventh, Kenyon in eighth, Bowler in ninth, and rounding off our top 10, it's Closter in the 111 kart as there's side-by-side action going through the tighter left-hander. We'll go through now with our race leaders, the short run down towards the fast left-hander, where drivers are getting more and more confident now through there to take more and more speed through, closer to the speed that they were taking through there yesterday. And back on the power we go then. Still then, it is de Vol who leads the way in the number 1-2-3. Further behind then, the 1-4-2 and the 1-1-8. So that's Versteeg and Bowler in a battle for 8th place then. But the cameras picked up there as well. Battle for 3rd place as well. Watch out then for the number 1-3-4 of Mick Bertram, who's found some pace here as well. He's lapping on par with van der Hoek and has closed in substantially on this lap alone. He'll get back onto the power, and Mick Bertram will see what he can do from this position. Hansen Hardy there in 4th place. And you've got Behene in 5th. And in a case for Wesley Duvall, looking to just try and build the gap. Build a gap at least. Nearly half a second gap. That doesn't mean a lot in the grand scale of things. If you can break away, as well as that, Duvall will be hoping that Bertram will try and battle Van der Herk up ahead for 2nd place. That'll allow him to try and break away. But what's the plan of action here for Bertram? Is he going to work with Van der Herk, or does he want that position himself? I think we're about to find out. Through the fast left-hander we go then. And now through this snaking section in towards the hairpin we go. Top 3 still pretty close together at this stage. As we get back onto the power then. Fastest lap of the race goes to our race leader then in Wesley Duvall. 43.993 as we see a move here for position. Down the inside goes the 146. So that's Alan Kenyon who makes a move up the inside. And I think that was of Steen and the 136, Bus Steen. So if that's the case, that should be for 6th place for Alan Kenyon. As that line of stern we run then. At the moment, but our leaders are really breaking away from the rest of the pack. Not too much of a difference in lap times across the board, in all fairness. Everyone's lapping in round about the low 44, mid 44s, so we'll see the gaps start to form in their own ways. But down the inside there. Oh, a spin then for the 111. That's William Closter, who tries to rejoin onto the track. So Closter spins out then from 10th place, falls at least a couple of positions, and will have to work hard now to try and recover as many of those positions as possible. There's the battle there, the 146, Kenyon, ahead of Burler in the 118. Alan Kenyon's got that move done, but now he'll have to defend it. Through in towards the final corner at the hairpin. Niels Burler trying to get the power down to try and find a way past Alan Kenyon. No way through that time at the moment, but a good run out of the hairpin. Sets you up for the next hairpin. And I thought he was looking for it there, Burler, but not quite there. Just look at that, putting Kenyon under immense pressure here. Looking one way, looking another, looking up the inside, round the outside. It's very clear that he's wanting to try and find a way past Kenyon. And just leaving that half a car's width just in the peripheral vision might help in that cause. Behene as well in the 126 is worth keeping an eye on the battle as well. Neke Behene, who's closing in on the number 190. That's Jonas Hansen Hardy. The gap between them is roughly 0.3 of a second. But plenty of battles to look at up and down the field right now, including our battle for the lead. Half a second between them at the moment. There's just passing through. That was the battle for 4th place there. And there's your battle for 6th. And Kenyon, Burler and now Versteeg has joined the fray on this battle. Versteeg, what are his lap times like? Lapping in the low 43, so slightly catching, slowly catching. Definitely one to put on the radar toward the end of this race if that pace continues. And especially if the two in front of him start squabbling. There's a size up of a move there down the inside for the 124. That's Edgar Ersting, who tries to get the move done and does get the move done ahead of Versteeg in the 142. So Edgar Ersting gets the move done. That's going to move Edgar up into the top 10 now. We see now our leaders just making their way through in towards the final corner. Or at least 1, 2, 3 is making its way through. Perhaps I got ahead of myself. Yes, Wesley Duvall, yes. Our leaders through in towards the first couple of hairpins now. You see that gap between 1st and 2nd place, not very large at all. It's come down in the last lap to 0.4 seconds. And Duvall lapped 2/1000th of a second quicker than Van der Herk on that last lap. Immensely close between them right now, matching each other for pace. But what can Van der Herk do from this position as we head our way through and towards the hairpin then? They'll get back onto the power and across the line. 2 minutes 37 on the clock as they cross the line. Gaps come down again in favour of Van der Herk. 0.3 of a second, 0.32 to be more precise. So Van der Herk applying the pressure. And now the question I'm sure that Glenn Van der Herk will be asking himself is, where can I make this move? Is this possible? I'm sure it is possible. It's just where? Where would the move be done? And for Wesley de Vol, who got a great start, now has the option here. Stick to the racing line and not lose much time, or start defending and reel in the likes of Bertram and Hansen Hardy behind. What will he go for? 1 minute 53 on the clock. As we head our way through the first corner, down towards the hairpin. The gap here is sufficient, as we've seen from de Vol. Especially going in towards the first hairpin. Doesn't want to leave himself too open to attack in these late stages. And as we head our way through in towards this S section, and then we'll make our way on towards the short sprint towards the fast left-hander. And again, they're so close together now. Van der Herk surely is thinking, when can this move be done? Out of the final corner they go then. 70 seconds on the clock. It's a good run for Van der Herk. Will he think about a move up the inside? No, he'll go right around the outside perhaps. Later braking, trying to get the power down earlier. Didn't work that time around in this battle for the lead of the pre-final of the KZ2 Masters. De Vol holding on to that lead of the race as it stands. But Glenn Van der Herk really applying the pressure now. Is there a way through? Or can Wesley de Vol manage to just make his KZ2 the widest it could possibly be? Through in towards the hairpin we will go then. At the final corner, back on the power we go. And so close now for Van der Herk. Surely he will think about a move, but where will he make it? No, he backs off again. Maybe he's thinking just to see if Wesley de Vol outbreaks himself, but that's not happening. He'll have to make this move stick. He'll have to make it himself. There's a problem there for the 198 in towards the final couple of corners. That's Jerome Boss. That's the championship leader going in, and well, whatever problems he had yesterday have clearly reared their ugly head again. And Jerome Boss has pulled the cart into the pit lane and is out of the race. Meanwhile then, at the top of the order then, through in towards the final couple of corners, we have 2 laps to go here. And what you would call breathing space there for Wesley de Vol. Into these final 2 laps then. The gap's gone back up to 0.4 of a second. But as I said, this squabbling, this defending, has allowed the likes of Mick Bertram to close up to the back. It's also allowed the likes of Jonas Hansen Hardy to also close in 4th place there. And 5th place is also in the running for this as well. It's the 126 of Neke Behene. As we make our way through. There's something dropping off the back of the cart there for the 101. Didn't quite see what it was, but perhaps it was just water off the back. But anyway, we start the final lap of this race then. And that is one off into the barrier then. That's the 146. Yeah, there is fluid possibly down at the final corner. The 146 is Alan Kenyon, who was running into this race, but he's gone into the wall there. Slippery surface flags at the fast left-hander. Possibly one of the worst places you could have a slippery surface there. And yet, it's off the back of Van der Herk's cart then. Whatever fluid is coming out of Van der Herk's cart. Through and towards the left-hander we go then. It's yellow flags here, so there can't be an attack until the green flag now. Through in towards the hairpin we will go. And for this pre-final then, back on the power we go. It's de Vol who takes the victory ahead of Van der Herk in 2nd place. 3rd place across the line is Bertram with Hansen Hardy in 4th. Behene in 5th place then. And then we'll see the rest, the 150 of Koppenol across the line in 6th place, Steiner in 7th place, Ersting in 8th, Berler in 9th, Elkaya in 10th, with Ward 11th, Klooster in 12th, Ridder in 13th, Van der Kaaij in 14th, Costa 15th, Kern in 16th, Homerson in 17th, Verhaven in 18th, Gidding in 19th, and Versteeg rounding off the top 20 has already taken the checkered flag due to being a lap down. But there is your provisional results for the K2 Masters in the pre-final. Wesley Duvall takes the victory by a 10th of a second ahead of Glenn van der Herk. Third place is Mick Bertram with Jonas Hansen-Hardy in 4th. Neki Verhene in 5th place with Sebastian Coppenol in 6th. Bart Steen in 7th place. Edgar Oosting in 8th. Niels Burler in 9th place with Anders Elkaya in 10th. Sam Ward is 11th place with William Kloster in 12th place. Then it's Ridder in 13th. Van der Kai in 14th. Costa 15th. Kern in 16th. Homerson in 17th. Verhaven in 18th. Gidding in 19th. And Versteeg in 20th. Non-finishers there for Alan Kenyon and Jerome Boss, who are our two non-finishers of the race. Jerome Boss pulled the car into the pit lane. And unfortunately, Alan Kenyon may have slipped on the slippery stuff going through the fast left-hander and found the wall. So Alan Kenyon is now pushing that cart back. I imagine there's going to be damage on that cart. That's our KZ2